Thank you for staying with us this midday, and our coverage of this morning's testimony in the John Goodman DUI manslaughter trial continues. Now, this morning we heard from the lead investigator. News Channel 5's Roxanne Stein continues our live team coverage with more of what we can expect when testimony continues at about 12:45. Roxanne.
Well, as you just mentioned, court will convene in about 15 minutes, Keely, when the jury will come back in and begin hearing more witness testimony, state witness testimony this afternoon. That followed, though, a long morning of cross-examination of one of the state's star witnesses, as Keely mentioned, the lead investigator. Let's bring in our Christina Mora, who was observing all of this and watching the courtroom drama this morning as it unfolded, as she continues our team coverage for us. Christina, the defense really tried to chip away at the state's evidence this morning with Troy Snellgrove, the lead investigator, didn't they?
Chipping away is exactly right, Roxanne. The defense really is just pulling apart every aspect of this crash reconstruction. For most of the morning, Deputy Troy Snellgrove has been on the stand, and the defense really is just going after every element that Snellgrove did when it came to reconstructing this crash. And he's very meticulous about this, too. The defense asking questions about the weight of these cars, the physics of how all of this works, the temperature of the ground, temperature of the tires. It's getting very minute, very detailed, and it's interesting to see if the jury really is catching every small detail that's coming out of this testimony. Defense attorney Shapiro asked the investigator if he took certain steps to calibrate one of those machines that they use to calculate or test in that scene reconstruction, and he said he did it the way he's always done it.
Did you select the calibration check from the menu?
No, I did not.
Did you read the gravity of the device in 6 different directions, turning it?
No, I did not.
Have you ever, in all the time that you've used the BC 4000, performed a calibration of this device, taking these steps that we've just gone over?
No, and I've never been instructed in that either, no.
Very technical. The defense is trying to show that the numbers that Snellgrove and the investigators used to calculate, for example, how fast Goodman was going, were inaccurate. So how could you get an accurate calculation? So that's some of what's been going on. Also, right before they took a lunch break, they did go into a possible rebuttal witness that the state could have after the defense brings their automotive expert. You may remember the defense is saying that the Bentley malfunctioned, and that's what contributed to the crash. So the state now saying that they may want to bring in a rebuttal automotive expert. Roxanne?
Yes, Christina, you're right. Absolutely. The state asked about that, and the judge has said he's going to reserve making a decision on that witness and allowing that witness at this point. Lots to talk about. Let's bring in our legal analyst and local criminal defense attorney, Michelle Suskauer, as we continue our team coverage. Very quickly, Christina used good words. The defense was chipping away at every element, right down to perhaps suggesting the calibration wasn't correct as they tried to track exactly how far these cars were going, how far they skidded, etc. I mean, that's really trying to plant some type of doubt in the juror's mind, isn't it?
Well, absolutely, because the state has a very powerful witness in their accident reconstructionist, Officer Snellgrove, and it's very important that, look, for example, the calibration you just said. If the calibration was not done correctly, are the results valid? Are they accurate?
All right, let's look ahead to this afternoon. Who's on the witness stand?
Well, I think the state really is going to be closing out their case with the medical examiner. So. And this is going to be very damaging and very tough testimony, just hearing about Scott Wilson and the cause of death. And they certainly did not want to do that before lunch. So they let the jury retire early and then come in to hear this. And it's going to be very emotional. It's going to be emotional for the gallery, for the people who are watching.
Especially with so many members of the Wilson family in court today.
It's going to be tough evidence.
And then the state, you're expected to rest this afternoon.
That's right. The state's going to rest this afternoon, and then the defense is going to jump right in with their witnesses. And although their exact witness list hasn't been released like the state's witness list is, we're expecting at least 2 full days of defense witnesses here.
So do you feel there'll be a verdict by Friday?
You know, I think everybody is hoping there'll be that the jury will get this case before Friday, so that the jury will not be exposed to any more publicity as a result of this.
Well, and on that note, we're in our 3rd week. you can't turn on a morning drive radio show in the area without hearing something. The coverage of this trial is everywhere, locally and national.
Absolutely.
I mean, going on 3 weeks, you're really risking exposing a member of the jury to publicity.
Every day that this case goes on, every single day is more potential exposure, more danger to this jury that they've been exposed. Now, even though they're being questioned every morning as to whether or not they've been exposed, we're hoping that the jury is going to be forthright and honest and say, no, that they haven't. But if they have, and they're sitting in judgment of this case, it's a tough situation. And you know what? We really don't ever know.
You never do know, do you?
No, you don't. And so it's dangerous, especially in a case like this where there's so much intense spotlight on this case.
But there is a little pressure probably on both sides to try to wrap this up.
Right, and I expect that it will. Again, it is Monday, and that's the state may have rebuttal witnesses. We'll find out if the state's going to, the court's going to allow them, and then we'll see what happens then.
All right, Michelle, thank you.
Sure.
Once again, one final witness for the state on the stand this afternoon, and then the state is expected to wrap, and defense get right in there with its list of witnesses getting underway to try to wrap this trial up by the end of the week. We will have continuing live team coverage for you on our Fox sister station, WFLX Fox 29, starting at 4, and then again here on WPTV at 5 o'clock. Again, live team coverage all afternoon. We are on it in the courtroom with a team of reporters, bloggers, our producers, and technical people. For everyone here at the Palm Beach County Courthouse, our team coverage. I'm Roxanne Stein reporting live. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you very much, Roxanne. And